Hi there, my name's Miss McVitie and I'm going to talk to you about word choice questions today to help you with this element of the higher RUAE paper. Learning intentions. We will learn how to answer word choice questions in the most effective manner. We will learn how to achieve full marks in the word choice questions. Success criteria. I can structure my answers effectively. I can understand what to look for and how to achieve full marks. The first thing to ask ourselves is, what am I being asked? In a word choice question, you are being asked to identify the connotations of your chosen word and what this reveals about the question. So you must then show how the writer's use of this particular word helps you to answer the question. The following template will be really useful to you. Quote has connotations of, and then provide the connotations. This suggests that, and this is where we link it to the question. Okay, first of all, we're going to look at a model answer together. For context, Connor Marlborough looks at the only pub on the Inner Hebrides and how it's come up for sale. The business could present a perfect opportunity for someone looking for a life outside the big city, offering a high quality service for a close-knit community of islanders, as well as many tourists that visit. Now the question here is, show how the writer's use of word choice helps to create a picture of the pub. And this is a 3-mark question. So one little tip, quote only one word at a time, unless there is a word which greatly enhances a point. And we'll look at that in the next slide. So because this is worth 3 marks, I would leave roughly 1.5 minutes per mark. So this question should take you about 4.5 minutes. So if you want to pause the video now, you can attempt this question before we look at the answer. You could use your phone to time yourself, or perhaps use your laptop or your computer, or get a parent to do it. Pause the video now so you can attempt the question. Okay, let's have a look at the model answer. The first word that should stand out to you is perfect, because perfect has connotations of flawless and ideal. This suggests that the pub is faultless. So we've quoted, we've given the connotations, then we've linked it back to the question. Then we have high quality. High quality has connotations of excellence, and this suggests the pub is of a high standard, or a superior standard. And there's an example whereby we've quoted the word before it, because it's not just quality, it's high quality. So we want to get the intensity of this across. So on this occasion, I think it would be fine to quote both words. For our third and final mark, we've quoted close-knit, and this has connotations of being family-like and joined together. This suggests that the pub has strong links with the people on the island. Okay, we're now going to ask you to do some tasks on your own. So on the following slides, you will see different word choice questions to practice. You'll be given 1.5 minutes per mark to work on these. So in real time, what this means is if you've got a 3-mark question, this should take you about 4.5 minutes. The best thing to do is pause the video after I've read the passage and then attempt the question. Use your phone. This will allow you to time yourself and see how quickly you can answer these questions. Let's have a go. Question 1. Context. After a spate of dog thefts, a survey reveals how people feel about their dog being stolen. The survey, by the Police and Crime Commissioner for Sussex, Katie Bourne, had nearly 125,000 responses, and she said the huge response showed widespread fear among dog owners about pet theft and a lack of confidence that the crime is taken seriously by police. And the question is, show how the writer's use of word choice helps to show how people feel about dog theft. Now this is a 2-mark question, so this should take you around 3 minutes. So remember to pause the video, read over the passage maybe at least once, before we look at the answer. Before we move on, one little tip is to look at how many marks are available, and this will make clear how many separate points that you need to make. So remember, pause the video now before we look at the answer. Answer to question 1. Fear has connotations of dread and panic. This suggests that people are anxious about their dog being stolen. So this would get you the first mark. Lack of confidence suggests doubt and uncertainty about the situation. This suggests that people feel dubious about the police's ability to help them. So this would get you the second mark. Another little tip is that you can see that I've used bullet marks, and this is a 2-mark question, so I want to make obvious my 2 separate points. It also helps me to keep track of how many points that I've made. So what did you get for this question? If you've got full marks, that's fantastic, well done. If not, can you see where the marks come from? Don't forget to make a note of anything you've learned from this answer. Question 2. Context. Spurs manager Jose Mourinho discusses his club's loss against Zagreb. Jose Mourinho lambasted the attitude of his players and apologised to fans after Tottenham were dumped out of the Europa League in humiliating fashion. Their trip to Zagreb was supposed to be little more than a formality after their 2-goal win last week in the first leg, but 4 days after losing the North London derby, Spurs produced an anaemic display in perfect contrast to that of their hosts. Mislav Orsic's magnificent hat-trick crowned a famous win for the Croatian champions. And the question is, show how the writer's use of word choice indicates Mourinho's feelings towards Spurs' performance. Another tip that I'll give you, if this was in a normal situation and it was on paper, I would encourage you to highlight words that stand out to you. So use a highlighter or a pen and underline the words that stand out to you. And this will really help. So remember, read the passage at least once more. Now this is a 4-marker, so this should take you probably around 6 minutes. So don't forget to pause the video and time yourself. Answer to question 2 then. Lambasted has connotations of critical and harsh. This suggests Mourinho is scolding Spurs. So that would get you your first mark. Your second mark comes from apologised, and this has connotations of acknowledging that you've done something wrong. This suggests Mourinho feels the team let their fans down. Humiliating has connotations of embarrassed and demeaning, and this suggests Mourinho was mortified by their performance, which gets you your third mark. Your fourth and final mark comes from anaemic, which has connotations of being weak. And this suggests the team's performance was lacking in some way. So what did you get out of 4? If you got full marks, that's fantastic. Well done. If not, can you see where the marks come from? Make a note of anything you've learned from this answer. Okay, we should be starting to find our rhythm with these questions now. So let's have a go at question 3. Context. Spurs manager Jose Mourinho discusses his club's loss against Zagreb. Mourinho went into the Dynamo dressing room after the match to congratulate the hosts on their deserved victory, but he accused his own players of being unprofessional. Dynamo played with a lot of desire. I can also call it professionalism, because for me, professionalism starts with the attitude, he said, adding he felt more than sad that his players did not look like they were playing in an important match. And the question is, show how the writer's use of word choice makes clear Mourinho's feelings about the winning team. And this is another 4-marker. So make sure that you give yourself enough time to do this. Probably a minimum of 6 minutes. So remember, pause the video just now before we go on to the answer and see how you get on. Answer to question 3. Congratulate has connotations of celebration and rejoice. This suggests that Mourinho is praising the winning team. Deserved has connotations of something being earned. This suggests that Mourinho feels Dynamo are the rightful winners. Desire has connotations of drive and ambition, and this suggests Mourinho thinks the team is passionate. Professionalism has connotations of specialist and expert, and this suggests Mourinho thinks the team is adept. So what did you get for this question then? If you got full marks, that's brilliant. If not, can you see where the marks come from? Make a note of anything that you've learned from this particular answer. Question 4. Context. The Guardian's Amy Fleming looks at new film Promising Young Women and what makes it so popular. Promising Young Women is audacious from the off. A genre-bending revenge thriller, it ricochets between rom-com and horror to radical and unsettling effect. Carey Mulligan plays Cassie, a medical school dropout traumatised by the assault of her best friend. By day, she works in a coffee shop. By night, she fakes blackout drunkenness in bars. If nice guys take advantage, Cassie snaps open her sober eyes to teach them a lesson. And the question here is, show how the writer's use of word choice makes clear what is so appealing about Promising Young Women. So this is another 4 marker, so make sure that you're giving yourself the correct amount of time. Remember to use your phone or your laptop or your computer to time yourself. And this should take you approximately 6 minutes. Okay, the answer then. Audacious has connotations of bold, and this suggests the film is daring. Genre bending has connotations of blurring the boundaries. This suggests the film is different and unexpected. Radical has connotations of revolutionary. This suggests the film is progressive. Unsettling has connotations of unnerving and scary. This suggests that the film is disturbing. Another good idea is, if you're coming across any words that you don't know the meaning of, make a note of them. Look them up and think about their connotations. It's quite likely that you'll come across them again. So what did you get for this question? If you got full marks, brilliant. If not, can you see where the marks come from? Again, make a note of anything you've learned from this particular answer. Question 5. Context. Actor Emerald Fennell talks about her feelings after Promising Young Women is nominated for 5 Oscar awards. Carey and I are quite shell-shocked and overwhelmed. I still feel my brain is somewhere else. When we spoke a year ago, I was hoping that maybe the film would find an audience of some kind. You have to moderate your expectations, and so for this to happen is just amazing. The question is, show how the writer's use of word choice makes clear Fennell's feelings about the film receiving 5 Oscar nominations. Now this is a 2 marker, so remember you have to repeat the formula twice, use bullet points and read the passage over at least once. And when you're timing yourself, give yourself around 3 minutes for this type of question. Answer to question 5. Shell-shocked has connotations of stunned. This suggests that Fennell is amazed. Similarly, overwhelmed has connotations of being moved. This suggests that Fennell is overcome with emotion. So did you get 2 out of 2 for this answer? If you got full marks, well done. If not, can you see where the marks come from? Remember to make a note of anything you've learned from this answer. Okay, penultimate question then. Question 6. Context. Hannah Jane Parkinson talks about why she can't wait to stay in a hotel again. It isn't just the facilities, but the staff who draw me to indulge in these wallet-busting resets. People who work in hospitality have often become astute readers of the human condition. Much of the time, I feel as safe and comfortable with hotel staff as I would in, say, a hospital or with friends. You may well suffer the same affliction as me when staying in hotels for a longer period, which is to make friends with literally everyone who works there. So our question is, show how the writer uses word choice to make clear why Parkinson enjoys hotels so much. And a reminder, little tip here, to focus on one word at a time and think about its connotations. Also, when you're writing your answer, make your point as quickly and succinctly as you can. Try not to be over flowery with your language and write too much so that you detract from the point that you're making. So again, this is 2 marks, so time yourself for around 3 minutes for this question. The answer then. Safe has connotations of protected and sheltered. This suggests hotels make Parkinson feel secure. Comfortable has connotations of cosy and snug. This suggests hotels make Parkinson feel warm. Did you get 2 out of 2 for this particular question? If you did, brilliant work. If you didn't get 2 out of 2, can you see where the marks come from? And remember to make a note of anything that you've learned from this answer. Okay, final question then, question 7. Context. The Guardian looks at the top 10 places to buy a takeaway picnic from. On the road to Luscantire is Lorner's Larder, open daily from noon, close sun. A tiny truck parked in a gravel lay-by by the turn-off to the Golden Road. It's a welcome spot for a takeaway lunch overlooking the locks, or it's a 5-minute drive down to the beach. As well as the usual soup and sandwiches, there are some local delicacies on offer. The hand-dived scallops, caught by Lorna's partner, add an indulgent addition to the menu, and there's a Harris burger with haggis topping. Flavours of the island pepper this picnic. And the question is, show how the writer's use of word choice helps to make a clear impression of Lorna's Larder. And this is worth 3 marks. So this should take you around 4.5 minutes. So remember, pause the video and time yourself. The answer then. Welcome has connotations of greeted and warm. This suggests the larder is inviting. Delicacies has connotations of rare and a treat, and this suggests the larder is luxurious. Indulgent has connotations of decadent. This suggests the food is extravagant. So what did you get for this question? If you got full marks, that's brilliant. If not, can you see where the marks come from? Make a note of anything that stands out to you from this question. Plenary. I can now structure my answers in an effective way which helps me to achieve maximum results. I can highlight keywords and phrases which helps me answer the question. I can use bullet points which help to keep track of how many points I've made. And finally, I can keep my answers concise and make my points as accurately as possible. Well done! You've now completed the different word choice questions. You now understand the best way to structure your answers and how to gain full marks. Fantastic! Our next steps then. Look at articles from broadsheet newspapers. Highlight words that you come across and see if you can write down 5 connotations for each word. Thank you, Miss McVitie.